once again, and we are so excited. And I don't know, we have a lot of feelings about this last episode of season 7. There was mystery people, and we kind of solved a lot of it, like the sister and the mystery woman. And will she? Won't she? Will he ask? Won't he ask? Will they physically have contact with each other? And that could be like Lucas or Nathan, or maybe like, I don't know, some random person. But, whoa, you guys, this was an episode. Was probably very epic. So before I get carried away, I'm going to introduce you to our fabulous co-host.
I was about to say, what the heck?
Hey, I had to build it for the people. I mean, hook them in. First 5 seconds.
Hey, that's my job. I'm the hook target.
We have our hook tardy in the house.
Hello! Hook tardy in the house.
And we have our wonderful, hopeful Hardy, who is actually going to be hosting the rest of this conversation. And we are so stoked. Say hello, Caroline.
Hey, y'all. Like, that was
Alrighty.
like an intense episode. Like, a lot packed in that 1 hour. Like, I really did think like it was going so fast. Like, and like what's going to happen next. I'm like it was hard to tweet and watch at the same time. I don't know about how you felt, Kaycee, but it was really hard.
Yeah, I have to watch it twice, especially when we do the podcast.
Me too.
Yep, I did too.
I had to put my phone away to watch it the second time, or I won't pay attention. And so I'm like, gotta concentrate.
Yeah, my first time was a little after midnight this morning, and so I was like, okay, no, not even gonna try to take notes. Let's just watch it. And let me just say that sleep soon fled from my eyes. and then it was over. I was like, I gotta calm down. I'm gonna watch When Hope Calls because I gotta calm down before I go back to sleep.
Like
I
overall,
was
like
the same way. I was like high off of that episode. I couldn't calm down, and my family was just like first of all, my husband was like, who else died in When Calls the Heart? And I was like, okay, seriously? And then my kids were like, are you okay? What's going on, mommy? I'm like, I'm good. Just give me a moment here.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, like, because my room's upstairs, and like I screamed, and they're like, what happened? I'm like, Nathan and Elizabeth had a moment, and then we got a season 8. I'm like, oh my god. And I'm like, Caroline, I'm like, what do you want from me?
I love it. That's classic.
I'm like, don't worry, I'm okay. It's just a fictional show, and all these feels.
It's just a fiction. It's just a fiction. It's just a fiction. It's.
So why don't we talk about Lee and Rosie and his sister finally coming to Hope Valley, and that moment that she got off that stagecoach? I was like, icy. Like, what do you think about that, Cammie?
Oh man, I cannot believe that she had the nerve to stick her hand out. And I just wanted, and Lee's treating the whole thing with kid gloves. And when she said Susanna, and of course Susanna, and when he introduced Rosie, and then she said, you can call me Rosemary, I was like, you go, girl. Yeah, stand up for your husband. You know, but I seriously, so I was watching it at midnight, right? And so I was texting a friend in Washington. So I was 2 hours ahead of her. So it was only 10 o'clock her time. And I texted her, whoa, no need for ice in that sarsaparilla. You know, when he took the sarsaparilla to her, I was like, hello, yikes. I mean, you would think that she would make some kind of gesture. If she's going to come all the way there to see him, then she might as well be a little
pleasant.
Civil. Yeah, pleasant is a much better, because technically she was being civil, but yeah, you would think that she would at least try to be pleasant, which I have to say that this episode, this part of the episode, it really, really hit home for me, because I'm the youngest of 6 and I have 5 older brothers. And so that's always been kind of a weird dynamic just by itself. And I'm actually in kind of a distancing disagreement with one of my brothers, and he does not want to talk to me about it. And so this really, really hit home with me. Just, ooh, you know, it hit me here.
Like, and I thought Kevin did a real good job, like, with his, like, facial expressions and, like, emotions during those scenes with her. I'm like, Kevin, like, you're supposed to be funny, Kevin. Like, don't do this to me. Don't make me cry. Like, for real, though, like, whenever he or, like, Pascal get emotional, like, I get emotional. Like, I can deal with, like, Aaron getting emotional. You know what I mean? But seeing them get emotional, it just makes me sad. What about you, Kaycee?
Oh man, that was a really good storyline. I'm really glad they brought the family dynamic to Lee and his character, because like Kevin really got to shine in these moments. And oh yeah, Susanna and Rosemary, wow. One thing that really stuck out to me the second time watching it was, like, if this were 7 years ago, Rosemary would have been like so cruel to this lady, just because of, like, I mean, you know, we all know how Rosemary was so vindictive with Jack and Elizabeth. I mean, can you imagine if she hadn't had any growth in her character? She would be so ruthless with
and she
Susanna.
was even more over the top than she already is. She was even more so it just Susanna would have left and never came back.
Yeah, she would have been like, geez, good luck with her, Leland. But yeah, I love seeing that part of Rosemary too, because I think that was kind of overlooked, because you don't think about it unless you're, you know, thinking about the whole canon and not just like those individual stories. So for me, I really enjoyed seeing Rosemary and her growth in that situation, where she went to her sister-in-law and told her straight up, like, hey, look, this is what happened and this is what we said. And that line of, you already lost one brother, do you want to lose another? I was like, wow.
I know. And when she said that Lee almost died, I'm like, good for you. Good for you. Like, that was good.
Yeah. That was so good.
The other thing is, every single other member of their immediate family is gone. Every other member of their family is gone, of their nuclear family. Dad is gone, mom is gone, brother is gone. They literally are the only ones that one another have. Do you really want to lose that connection? You know, just,
And the one thing that also stuck out to me about Susanna is when Rosemary was like, okay, you need to let it go, girlfriend. And she was like, I tried. And I'm like, no. You did not try. You didn't try hard enough. Like, and I get it. That, I mean, like, if I didn't talk to my brother, I'm the oldest. There's 2 of us, me and then my brother who's 2 years younger. If we didn't talk for 20 years, I don't know that I will be that warm and friendly. Like, I'd kind of wonder what's the agenda? Like, do you want money?
Oh yeah, probably.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not that I don't blame Susanna for being cold-ish, but I don't think she made an effort like she thought she had, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm the youngest, so I probably would have been more like Lee and like try to like be warming up. Like I could see both ways, like her being the oldest and like she was trying, like to, you know, she wanted to be there, but she didn't know like how to react and all that stuff. Although that was good.
But you're a triplet, so you got that tight bond.
We really are. Like, I'm the youngest by 2 minutes, so when people say, like, how old are your brothers? Like, one's 2 minutes older and one's 3 minutes older. They're like, what? But anyway. So what did y'all think about, like, when, like, they finally had their talk, Lee and Susanna? Like, how do you think that went out
Kaycee,
in the car?
Do you want to go first?
Can we back up just a bit to them at Rosemary's house, Rosemary and Lee's house, when she comes and sees Uncle Jack and stuff. And she talks about, she just off the blue, and you can tell that Susanna was just saying it like it was just rolling off the tongue, because, I mean, obviously it's her kid. It's not like she has to tiptoe around, like, you know, I'm sure she wasn't thinking every day of her life, like, I named my son Patrick after my brother who passed away. It's Patrick. But the fact that she was just like, oh, he reminds me of my son Patrick. And then she was like, oh, I never disclosed this to my brother. And, you know, like, Lee
there was that silence.
Lee and Susanna are both, and Lee and Susanna are kind of, with their relationship and their family, they're stuck 20 years prior, you know? Like, before she got married, before she had kids, you know, before the dad passed away. So in that moment, I was just like, oh my gosh, she named her son Patrick.
I know.
Lee's face and Rosemary's face.
Yeah.
He's like, that's a good name. I'm like, oh, that was so sweet. What about you, Cammie?
That, once again, that scene got me big time. And just, there could have been, if Lee had been more of an angry person, there could have been anger. Like, you named your son Patrick? How dare you take that away from him, or something like that. But instead he took it as honoring their brother's name. And it just, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. It really, really was. Apologizing to each other in the car, I liked it very, very much. And I loved how each one of them was ready to take back everything that they said. And then Lee added icing on top of the cake by saying, thank you for taking such good care of our father.
Yeah.
And
dang it.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go on my vocabulary soapbox here for just a second, because she seemed too formal to do the whole mom and dad thing. Because she's not as laid back as Lee. So I was expecting her to say father and mother more. But then the conversation between the two of them and how serious it got, I loved that Lee used the word father instead of dad there, because it made it mean more. I don't know exactly how to explain it. The one single thing that bothered me about that scene is Susanna says, I wish we could take back the last 20 years. And Lee says, you're not the only one. Good night. I was like, what? We're finally reconciling, and now you get out? You know, it was like with Nathan, you matter to me. Good night.
Yes, you know,
so
that was funny. Yeah,
that bothered me. I was like, we're finally digging past the surface, and now you want to get out of the car and say goodnight? Come on.
I do like, to your point about Lee saying I'm sorry and thank you for being there and etc. For me, that moment just spoke volumes of Lee's character too, because like both siblings could have just like, oh, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. Oh, well, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings too. End of story. But he took responsibility. I mean, that was a weight on his shoulder, obviously, for 20 years. Big time. And he didn't have to, because there are other circumstances, like, he didn't get the letter on time, and he never said to her, "You never sent me the letter on." Like he said, "I never got it." You know what I'm saying? Like it was very much like he was taking ownership of how he reacted 20 years prior, and I really appreciated that.
Can I just interject really quick before you move off of that? Okay, she said, I sent you the letter a month before he died. There's no timetable. You know, she has no idea that he's going to die on this date. So, you know, I didn't think that could be used as a proper justification because she had no idea when he was going to die. And so the fact that she waited so long to tell Lee, I think that's totally on her because, you know, there was no set death date. It wasn't a lethal injection. It was sickness. And she could have told, I know that she promised the dad, but parents always say that, you know, and so she should have written him, given him plenty of time to get there, because once again, we're talking late 1800s, early 1900s, where it could take a month or two to get a letter, you know.
Well, that was the other thing I was wondering about, like, why did she send a telegram? Which makes me wonder too if they didn't think he was going to die so soon after. You know what I'm saying?
Possible.
Like, because that does happen where you think, oh, we have like 3 months left.
That's what happened with my dad.
What I kind of thought, you know, and then he passed away very quickly. That happened to my grandfather. I never knew him because I was less than 3 years old when he passed away. But he got very, very sick, and they thought he had some time, and he passed away very quickly thereafter his diagnosis within a couple months. So, I mean, that's a whole nother story. But that's kind of how I justified it in my mind. I think that was more of her as a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Of like,
it had to have been, but yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It was a defense mechanism, but I was like, no, you can't use that for a justification because you had no idea when he was going to die.
That's what I was thinking too. I'm
telegram.
Like, yeah.
Telegram.
Yes, telegram. It was there. Lovely invention for the time. So come on. You know?
And he was gone doing different things. Like he wasn't home to receive it.
Yeah, he was, but he would have gotten it quicker. It wouldn't have taken the month to reach him or whatever.
That's true.
So.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Fiona, and finally we get to know that she's leaving, or supposedly. So what do y'all think about that?
I thought it was going to be something a little bit more scandalous. I really thought that she was getting threatened, or that the boss, Mr. Nichols, was exerting really dominant force over her for some purpose, but it was just that he wanted her to leave and take another job, and he was saying, no, I'm the boss, you have to do what I say. And I mean, yes, he was more demeaning than that, but I was like, oh, okay, that's it. Okay, fine.
And the way Carson was acting, I thought it was more like more to it than just him wanting her to take another job. Like I thought it was going to be more like intense.
Yeah, and it wasn't. So that fell. I'm glad she's staying. Love Fiona. I'm glad that she stood up for herself and power to women and all of that. But yeah, that did fall a little flat for me. It was as if they were scared to take a chance, delve a little deeper with that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like with this episode having so much packed into it, that would have been just more emotional trauma.
It's true. It's true.
I mean, to be fair, but at the same time, it did fall a little flat for me. Same reasons as Cammie said. One thing I noticed was, since when did Carson become the wise old sage in Hope Valley?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, he's the town psychiatrist. Well, see, Lee's not available right now, so Lee can't be the sage of the town. So now Carson's the town psychiatrist.
And Bill was off doing something else. So
yeah,
Carson to the rescue. Yeah. So what about them training Molly to work the switchboard? I thought that was funny. Like, poor Molly. She's like, really, you can't listen more than that. Was so cute.
That moment was so telling. It was so telling of both Florence's and Molly's personalities, and I just laughed my head off. It was so funny, and it was the perfect moment of levity right when we needed it, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
I thought it was cute. So we finally figured out what happened with Henry. Like, he passed out in the cafe. So what did you think about that, Cami?
Once again, something totally fell flat. I'm sorry, but just all of these storylines that they were building up and making all dramatic and secretive, and then he's suffering from exhaustion. You know, what did he say? It's a $2 word for tired. You know, I was like, what? No congestive heart failure? No.
I thought it was.
You know, no tumor in the brain, or.
I really did think it was either going to be a tumor or a heart attack.
Something.
It's something that caused him to like forget about the books. You know what I mean? Like, so the brain tumor would have worked about the with the oil and everything. So I did think that was kind of like a lame excuse. I wanted more from that because it built up for how many episodes, that storyline?
I think. Yeah. I think this was the third one.
Yeah, and I wanted more from that. Gowan needed more, like, I think, because he's like a main character, and I thought it was kind of like pushed to the side. You know what I mean?
And I mean, Carson goes into that whole thing of I can't talk about his talk about his condition. You know, like, what condition? He's tired.
Yeah. And high blood pressure, maybe. Yeah.
I mean, we do have HIPAA for a reason. I'm sure HIPAA was invented in 1900. Wink, wink. So this might be slightly touchy subject. And I'm not trying to like speculate about people, but do y'all think that Martin Cummins is stepping back a little bit? Maybe? Like, do we think he's going to come back next season?
I think
Is he in other shows?
He's in Riverdale.
So Riverdale is still happening?
Yeah.
It's still a current show, I should say. Okay.
I think my little cousin watches it. Yeah.
Okay. Because we don't know what's gonna happen with a lot of shows, but Riverdale is a current show. Okay.
And I think they are filming part of it like during the same timetable as When Calls the Heart.
Okay.
Last year.
Interesting.
Maybe that's why he's never stepped up his character. That's why he's kind of stayed more on the supporting character side. So I don't know. I mean, I think it doesn't feel like he's backing out. It just
maybe it's not like a main storyline anymore like it was in earlier seasons.
Well, it's just because, like, we had all this action going on, all these other storylines, and then Gowan's not feeling well, and then Lucas buys him out, and then I didn't give it a second thought. I wasn't until, like, the second time I watched it when I was like, wait a second, Gowan's being bought out. Where is Gowan going to go? What is he doing? Where's Martin Cummins? Like, I had all these questions.
Whoa.
So,
girl. Whoa.
What's his job going to be in season 8, I wonder now? What's he still going to work? Because Lucas doesn't know anything about oil.
Well, he and Fiona are going to go into business together. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, if somebody wanted to get out or like move on or whatever, that would be a perfect way to do it. I mean,
it would be. It totally would be.
It's so under the radar. It was so under the radar. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what happened with Dottie. Dottie went to another city to open up a chain, and then she just never came home. So yeah,
I miss Dottie.
I do too. I miss Dottie. So I mean, it is possible.
Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see how they do work the oil thing next season. Like, because I need Hickam to still have a job. So as long as Hickam has a job in the oil business, I'm okay. Don't take his job.
Lucas is not about to fire Mike. He loves Mike.
So let's talk about Lucas and the book deal. Him coming up to Elizabeth's house to tell her. What did we think about that?
I thought that it was adorable the way he grabbed her coat. Mm-hmm. Shall we? You know, that was very, very cute, very, very sweet. And you know, the fact that he slowed her down and just made her breathe, and
that was so cute.
Yeah, and kind of soothed her over, like, oh, he wants to talk to me. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? If a publisher wants to talk to you, it can only mean one thing, and he's waiting for your call, you know. And then he grabs the coat with that cute little smile. Shall we? You know,
yeah.
It was
go
cute.
Lucas. Yeah.
It was sweet. I liked it.
What about you, Kaycee? Sorry.
Well, historically, they have, you know, calling hours. So I believe that is against etiquette to go to someone's house so early. I'm just kidding.
He apologized.
I'm just kidding, you guys. Not going to nitpick this. It was very sweet. I loved the fact that he went and got her and, you know, was very reassuring and everything. I thought that was very, very gentlemanly.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was cute though. Like when she walked up and he's like, just calm down. It's going to be okay. Calm down. I thought that was cute.
Hey guys, it's Cammie and Ann. With Mother's Day coming very, very quickly and just fast approaching around the corner, what do you get your mother for Mother's Day? I know that it is always a struggle with me. My mom says, hey, I want this for Mother's Day. That kind of ruins the point. So, and we live with my mother currently, and so it's always really hard to try to get her just the perfect gift. What about you, Ann?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's your mom. It's a big and important day, and so it can be a struggle to kind of find the right thing for a mom. Definitely.
Right. So, are you looking for the perfect gift for your mom or even another loved one? Well, we've got what you need. Skylight. Nowadays, staying in touch with those we love is so much easier than it used to be.
Yes.
And it's also more important than ever. And the easiest way to do it is with Skylight, a photo frame you can email photos to. How easy is that?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Don't have to have the right software or any of that. Just email the photos anytime from anywhere. It's a great way to feel close. So, and I live with my mom, like I said, but where's your mom?
I live in Nashville, but my parents are in Atlanta, Georgia. So they're not with me. So it would be really easy for me to just email some photos, you know, to the Skylight Frame. I sent it to my mom, and then she could see, you know, what we have going on and be surprised when it comes on the screen there.
Yeah. And the other thing is multiple people, because it's an email address, multiple people can send to this. You don't have to invite people to a group, which is always so annoying. And it sets up effortlessly, listen to this, in under 60 seconds.
Wow.
And then sending it is effortless. Like we said, everyone in your family can just email photos to Mom's Skylight and they'll pop up in her home in seconds. You can preload it with your favorite photos too. And then you can also have the emails. So now, as a special holiday offer, so if you are looking for just that right gift for mom, you can get $10 off your purchase of a Skylight Frame when you go to skylightframe.com/hallmark and enter code HALLMARK. That's right, $10 off your purchase of a Skylight Frame, which is not a small amount of money. Just go to skylightframe.com/Hallmark and enter code Hallmark. SKYLIGHTFRAME.com/Hallmark. So give a mom a gift she'll enjoy, and enjoy yourself.
Well, what about the money deal though? That was cute though. $200 like for the going on down on the book.
Excuse me, how much?
I know that was so cute.
And he's
I would be
just
happy
back
for
to-
$200.
I know, seriously, right now, being paid. I mean, when she said I'm being paid to write, I said, girl, I feel you. I would love to be paid to write because it's a passion project right now. And it's, and it would be great if someone would pay me to write. And so, right now I'd take $200. So when
Nathan came up to them talking about the book, he's like, oh, what's going on? Like, that was cute too.
Yeah.
I just think that moment was cute. That was a cute awkward triangle moment.
I live for the awkward triangle moments.
From now on, every time I see an awkward moment, I'm just gonna be like, awkward triangle right here. Because I don't know if you guys remember, about 10 years ago, it was like awkward turtles and stuff. We're gonna make this thing happen. Awkward triangle.
Awkward triangle. There you go.
Hashtag awkward triangle.
Yeah.
Awkward turtle. Awkward triangle.
Yeah, awkward turtle. I did that all the time. It was so funny. But like, okay, let's talk about the mysterious woman and her, what happened with her. Did you expect it to be his sister?
No.
Me either.
I loved her. No. Ew, no.
Yeah.
That was so funny. Ew, no, he's my brother.
I love that part. Like, I thought it was gonna be like a wife or like a girlfriend or somebody who he could trample under his boot because she was so in love with him that she would do anything for him. Yeah, something like that. And Ben Rosenbaum
kind of Bonnie and sorry.
So like
they were still kind of Bonnie and Clyde-ish though, with I mean, but just the sibling version of them.
That was funny. Ben Rosenbaum tweeted during the episode, Lee and Susanna are getting together, and what was the criminal's name? I can't remember.
Jenny and Elias.
Yeah, are bonding too, and I lost it whenever I saw it. I'm like,
Ben does some of the best tweets. I never get to see them live, of course, because I'm not watching live, but I go back and some of them are just hysterical.
Yeah, I was like crying laughing. I'm like, oh gosh, that was funny. But I what did you think about when she pulled the gun out? Like,
I thought that 4 Mounties could have taken one woman who was struggling to hold up a rifle. You know, I mean, come on. It's not that hard. That's why there are 4 Mounties. So something like that doesn't happen. You know?
Oh man.
Before we get to the last moment.
Yeah, we won't go there yet.
Let's talk about the second non-date with Lucas and Elizabeth. Like, he asked her to the library. I thought that was so cute because the library is their place. You know what I mean?
It's true.
And it made me swoon. I'm like, Lucas, dude, what are you doing to me? I'm like, because I really do like both guys. Like, I say I'm Team Lucas, but I really do like both guys.
She's having an Elizabeth complex. That's what I'm going to start calling it now.
I really do have an Elizabeth complex because they're both good guys. They are. They both really care for Elizabeth. But I was happy to see Lucas step up his game. And
again.
Yeah, with the taking off her coat. If this was a date, I would take off your coat. If this was a date.
Hold on. One thing about that jacket, quote unquote, that was part of the outfit.
That's what I thought it was his top.
Not a coat. You know, it's a little overcoat. I was like, why? Don't take that. But put on a coat.
Yeah. And if this was a date, I would gently. What it like about touching?
I would pull out your chair. I would
Yes,
pull
pull
your
up the
chair
chair.
out.
Mm-hmm.
And I would gently brush your hand as I handed you your glass. And I would hold your gaze a little bit longer. And Caroline, what did we think that he said when he said brush your hand?
Brush your hair. Brush your hair.
We both thought that he said brush your hair. We went, whoa, hold it, cowboy. That's a little too intimate for right now.
I'm like, okay, I get it, Lucas.
Oh, that was funny. And okay, Caroline, I don't know if you were going to say this, but may I just say that was incredibly Jack-like with buying out the town's candle supply.
That was very Jack. And I also died laughing when he went like on the books, like around the books, he had the candles. I'm like, dude, you don't put candles near books.
Did you watch the E.T.?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that it felt incredibly hazardous. I was laughing. Putting a huge supply of candles in a wood structure full of paper. It's just we giggle.
What about you, Kaycee?
I don't want to be like the Debbie Downer here or anything.
Oh,
because
boy,
I thought it was very. I mean, it was very, very romantic. So romantic that I was like shrieking out of like delight because this is the most romance we've gotten for Elizabeth in like 2 years. But I wish that he would have just called it a date. Like, I wish he would have just asked her out. Like, right, like on the street, like instead of calling it a celebratory dinner and then saying like, if this were a date, but I'm acting like this is a date. And I'm swooning you, and I know it. Like, I was kind of like, if you want it to be a date, make it a date. If you want it to be a celebratory dinner between two friends, then make it a celebratory dinner between two friends. Like, I don't like personally, me as myself, not as a character in Hope Valley, but me as myself, I don't like feeling like I'm going into one thing and then I'm getting another thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how I was feeling here. Like, okay, I want, it's a celebratory dinner. We're going to just, maybe talk about Virginia Woolf, I don't know, in the library. And it's literally like a 7-course meal with all these things.
It is not. No, it was not no. It was.
I'm just saying. But it was definitely not just like, hey, let's toast and have some like wine and cheese and crackers. It was like,
I thought it was Lucas. It's Lucas. Of course he's not going to stop there,
Well, yeah,
I really didn't think.
Still, like, I just wish that he would have just called it a date because, like, again, like, these men need to just say what they're trying to say.
I guess he was trying to be
like, especially. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was gonna say like. Okay, going to Union City, they were saying like, okay, this is not a date, but they've established that connection, they've established that friendship, and I feel like it would have been appropriate for Lucas to be like, hey, let me ask you out, because they've already gotten past that weird, awkward thing. Like, I feel like if he would have asked her out on an actual date, nobody would have been shooketh to their core because it was inappropriate. Like, she was. Like the other, like, you know what I'm saying, y'all?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I just wish he would have just said, "I'm gonna ask you out. Let's go."
I do think she went into it, I think, thinking like, okay, it's going to be a celebratory thing, And then he said, if this was a date, and like just dude, like just step it, like just say date, like. We want you to date her, so say it. Like she might not be ready. She can say I'm not ready to date, but she can at least say she's not ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I kind of almost feel too. It was like because the choice wording of like if it were a date, I would do this. I'm doing it right now. I feel like it was almost like let me show you a life you could have, and I felt almost. I even hate saying this because I do like Lucas. I think he's a great character. I think there's a lot of great qualities about him. This is not a Lucas bash at all. I mean, if they end up together, I'd be happy. That's great. But I almost have these like Hamilton vibes coming off, you know, and that was one thing I know a lot of people were very upset about in season 2 is Elizabeth in this like I don't know, high class
hoity-toity,
hoity-toity, you know, and I just got those vibes, and I was like, I don't know if I'm liking this. For Elizabeth.
I disagree. I think that I don't think he was manipulating her at all, because she walked in and she knew that it was a date and she stayed and she was fine with it. I think that he merely said all of those things for her benefit and to be playful and to show her, yes, this is a date. And I did not have a problem with it at all. It kind of, okay, prepare yourselves. It kind of took my breath away.
It did make me swoon. I'm
it
like,
certainly took my breath away.
Yeah.
And I don't think he was manipulating her. I think that's a little too harsh to say. Like, I don't think it was a manipulation move.
No, I know you didn't say it. I was saying
it's not my type. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just not my preference. It's not my type. Like, that's how I would feel, and that's how I felt as a viewer. But I don't necessarily think it was a bad thing for Elizabeth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that, and that goes back to a conflict of emotions. What did I say last week? I'm conflicted.
Yeah, and I like seeing her like in these romantic moments, like just because like she lost her husband, like she deserves his happiness, and I love seeing her start to be willing to take these steps. You know what I mean?
This has got to be a really lonely time for her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because she's caught between two men, and so she doesn't feel fully comfortable accepting attention from either man. And so, you know, she's very hesitant. She's trying not to hurt the other. And so even though she's enjoying the attention, I think it's a very lonely time because she's trying to decide and she just wants to fall in love again and move on with her life. And it must be very lonely for her.
Well, we could talk about Nathan actually asking her out. Like, what do you think of? I'm like, dude, like it took 5,000 tries in one episode, but homeboy finally spit it out. Like he just went for it. Did you notice where he said though? He said the cafe. He didn't say the saloon.
The saloon. We're not going to the saloon on a date.
I thought that was cute. I'm like, I see you, Nathan.
Oh yeah, I totally noticed that. Did you see the tweet from Kevin McGarry saying, "Geez, Allie," and then the gif that says "Your timing blows"? I was like, "Oh, poor Allie. She had no idea what was about to happen because she would have been mortified. She would have held back if she had known what, because she likes her." She likes her.
And his smile's like, this is great.
This is wonderful. Yeah. But I did love, because at first I thought it was kind of a science fair thing. And then I saw that there were a whole bunch of assignments. And so I said, it's a parents' day. And so she's just showing off all of these projects to him. And I loved how he said, I think Mrs. Thornton isn't the only talented writer in this town. Okay. Chalk it up. You win Uncle of the Year. I love you.
He really is a sweet uncle. Like, what about you, Kaycee? What did you think about that whole?
So, okay, going back to awkward triangle, I laughed because Nathan just reminded me of like a high school guy trying to like impress the girl, because he was like, "Yeah, I'll see you there. I'll see you at the schoolhouse."
Yeah.
I'll be there in a bit.
2007.
And Lucas was like, "Yeah, I'll see you there."
It just made me giggle, but I love the fact that Nathan is an uncle. Like, that's the one thing that I'm glad they didn't do the whole like widower with a daughter or child thing. I'm glad it was like an uncle niece relationship, because I think that just brings a different I don't know, parental view, because we have a lot of parents and we have a lot of children, but we don't really see a uncle, aunt / nephew, niece dynamic in Hope Valley. So I really enjoyed that, and it just kind of brings out Nathan's more playful side just a little bit, especially in the schoolhouse when he was like, "Oh, this is your food, aquatic food chain.
Aquatic food chain.
Oh, this is great." That was cute. So like,
yeah.
Let's talk about the epic, like, 1 minute of the.
Wait. Can we talk about the stables, please, really fast?
Oh yes.
Oh,
Go for it.
Oh, me?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I just thought that I loved that it was a chance meeting, that neither one of them approached the other, that they just both happened to be in the stables. But they are so sincere. They're simple. They're simple little compliments that somebody who is a Mountie would give, and just, I find it hard to believe that you have any cobwebs up there. And then, let me help. Can't have our famous writer hurting her hands, just
she goes,
sweet. Yeah, just cute, sweet. And then I'm happy the publisher realized how special you are. He's not the only one. Yeah.
Finally letting your feelings known, buddy.
Oh,
10 episodes too late.
And then he tried to ask again, and the stupid horse.
I tweeted out, like, that was a nosy neighbor.
He should have.
I thought it was hilarious.
He should have still just asked her, because she probably would have said yes.
She said she was like, she was trying to get him to say it, like.
She was trying to get him to say it.
But then when he asked her out at the end of the episode, like, she should have just said yes. Like, why is she taking so long to speak?
I just think that given the conversation, she was not expecting it. You know how you kind of gear yourself up for stuff when you know it's about to happen? For instance, when my husband proposed to me, it was completely out of the blue. I was taking him out to dinner for his birthday.
Aww.
And so he totally lied to me and told me it's going to be a long time before I can get the ring. So it'll happen when it happens. And then he proposes to me in the restaurant with a bunch of people watching at his birthday dinner. And it took me completely by surprise. And it took me about 10 minutes to answer him because I was just so shocked. So, yeah, so I totally understand. Yeah, I understand Elizabeth right there, because she was geared up for it in the stable. She's like, yes, what are you trying to say? And then he's like, I'm going out of town. Opal's mom is going to be taking care of Allie. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Bye. Be safe. Oh, hey, you want to grab dinner? Huh?
Yeah.
So that, yeah, I just think that the fact that it happened then
took her away. Yeah. So let's talk about.
Well, I mean, that, and like, I feel like too, she just came off of a date with Lucas.
Oh, that too.
Like, it would have been so unlike the time period and character, I would dare say, for her to be like, oh yeah, I was just here with Lucas, let me go here with Nathan, let me go here back with, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like she had to pick her timing very wisely in order, like, not to hurt somebody.
That's
and for
true.
her to know where her heart stayed too. Because, like, when I saw her look, it was almost a look of shock, like, okay, first of all, I can't believe he's asking me, and two, I just went out with another guy, and now Nathan is asking me out for dinner. Oh no, like, red flags.
Should I accept?
Going up. Like,
should I accept?
Right,
I want to, but should I?
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it the right timing?
That's true.
So,
But then the last minute happened, and like,
okay.
Go.
Can I just say, when this frustrated me. Not any of the characters except for the Mountie that obviously got shot. You don't pull a gun on somebody who is like literally
about to give in.
About to give it over. Because, and that was the thing, like, he cocked the gun. I was like, what are you doing? Are you a newbie or something?
Rookie. Had to be a rookie.
It had to have been a rookie because, like, he could have gotten Bill killed. He could have gotten Nathan killed. Like,
everybody could have gotten hurt.
In the middle. And I was just like, oh my goodness, what are you doing? And especially because Nathan was, like, right there. They were, 2 inches off of the barrel?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
My heart was racing. Yeah.
That's the problem I had. Okay, so when the gun went off, I said, I was right. Nathan got shot. And then, of course, at the end, I was like, oh, I'm glad I didn't say anything out loud. You know? But I wanted him to be at least injured. Like the bullet grazed his arm or something. You know, because if he is that close, I'm not saying that he should have gotten shot, but you know, he got a burn on his hand for so he's kind of holding his hand up, or he's got a rope sling holding his arm up because he got nicked in the arm. You know, something. If he was going to be that close to the gun and he comes out completely unscathed, I mean,
when I watched it the second time, you could see Jenny, like, and you could see Jenny, like, she moved. If you watch it back, like, she definitely moved.
It just
I get your.
I don't know. I think my big thing is I thought that this was going to be a little bit more dramatic. And I know that sounds terrible because the ending was dramatic, but I thought that there was gonna be more, you know. I thought that I didn't necessarily think it was gonna be Nathan or Lucas that got shot, but I thought there was gonna be more to it, you know? And so it's like, the guy didn't even get nicked and he was 2 inches away. I
mean, and when Fiona ran into the mercantile to get the stuff and Elizabeth's in there, and then she said someone got shot, and then she heard Nathan, like something about Nathan.
I think it's Nathan. He's been shot. Yeah.
Her eyes got so big. I'm like, poor Elizabeth. And then she ran out, and he didn't make it, and then her face completely changed. Like, what about? Like, I thought she's horrified. Yeah, thinking about Allie probably, and like
and herself.
Yeah. And I'm like, and then you see that red surge in the back. I'm like, he's okay.
Blurry at first, and then comes into focus. Yeah, that shot was really, really great. I mean, when she ran to him, I'm like, we got a hug. You know?
And it wasn't like a little hug too.
No,
it was like,
that was not a little hug.
Full ran into his arms hug.
My friend Sarah said, public hugs are binding in Hope Valley. so she said, that's it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was intense. I mean, for me, I knew he wasn't going to get shot, or like he wasn't going to be like dead or whatever.
Right.
But I'm not going to lie. Those 3 seconds after he's gone, I was like, what?
Yes.
What? Like, and maybe that's just me reeling from season 5.
No, it was me too. It was
me too.
Yep. Like, and like a split second, I was like, how dare you people? It was a knee-jerk reaction on my part, even though I knew deep down, like, no, like, Kevin McGarry wants a job, so of course he's going to stay in Hope Valley.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he's on Harmon. But anyways, and then they see him, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's in the background. And then that hug.
Now, here's the question. Here's the question. My husband caught the last 30 seconds, and so he saw all of that, and he said, now the question is it going to push her toward him romantically or push her away because she doesn't want to deal with that again? I said, yes, darling, that's the question, isn't it? You know?
It's going to be, this wait is going to be, it's going to be intense waiting for filming.
Can we
know
talk
what's gonna happen?
about just one quick second? Can we talk about Lucas's reaction?
Yeah, he was so sad.
He cannot get mad at her because she thought he was dead. And he knows that she has some kind of feelings for Nathan. He knows he's trying to win her over. And so she thought he was dead, so Lucas can't get mad. But I loved what Chris McNally said in the Entertainment Tonight interview. He said that Lucas thought he had it won. He thought he had everything handled, everything well in control and well in hand, and he thought that he was coming out on top. And then at that moment,
Sucker punched him,
absolutely. Yeah.
And I love what Aaron said, like
right there.
Lucas or Nathan got the embrace.
Yes.
Lucas had the puppy dog
face. Yes. And then season 6, Lucas got the dance. Nathan got the glance. And then now season 7, Nathan got the embrace. Lucas had a puppy dog phase. And Chris McNally said, Lucas won the race. Like, nice try, bud. Nope.
That's why I kind of don't want the triangle stuff to end, because I love them 3 together. Like,
they do have an amazing chemistry. Yeah.
Like Kevin, Lucas, Kevin, Chris, and Aaron have the best chemistry, I think.
Yeah, I'm torn because I would like to see more unfold, but I also would like to see something come to a conclusion. So.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the let's wrap it up. Wrap up the triangle. And only honestly, I just feel like, I don't know. We waited 5 years for Jack and Elizabeth to get married. I don't really know that I want to wait another 5 seasons. I don't think it's going to be 5 seasons, obviously.
But you still have a point. Yes.
You know, and I feel like one more season, because now this is 2 full seasons of a triangle.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily, because
episodes.
Well, because Elizabeth she wasn't
really
into it at first. Yeah, the competition started at the middle to end of season 6. So this was the first. Yeah. This was the first season with the full-on competition.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, but I feel like another full season,
I don't think it will last another.
It's gonna be like
all of 8.
I don't know. I think people are tired of a triangle. I feel like people who have watched from the beginning and haven't binged it on Netflix in the last 2 months.
Right. They want to see Elizabeth fall in love. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I feel that way too.
Me, I
want
her to be happy.
Yeah. And, like we've always said before, series should never end at they get married and then we're done. There's a lot more with marriage that you can do, and just shows don't do that. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing a married relationship with real life
challenges, like a real marriage.
Yes.
A real marriage, and I feel like we could do a lot with that. More kids.
Yeah. So. That's what I hope too. I can't believe it's over. The season is over. But have no fear, Hardee's. Cammie, what's our surprise?
Hardee's, number one, we have 2 surprises for you. Number 1, we are going to be having a flashback, I guess you could say. A flashback where we are starting from the pilot movie And we're going to cover the pilot movie and every single episode up to season 5, because that's when the coverage started. And I want Kaycee to say the other surprise, because she's kind of arranged most of it. So
you guys, I'm so excited to share. We are doing the ultimate collaboration with some of the OG, and if you don't know what OG is, original Hardy podcaster folks from our After Buzz. And if you don't know who that is, that would be Marissa Serafini and James Blatt Jr. are going to be joining us on the podcast, and we are going to be recapping season 7. We're going to be talking about our favorite moments from season 7, how we feel about what, our predictions and our hopes for season 8, which is why we didn't share any of that today.
Nope.
And we're going to have a little friendly, okay, points for Lucas and points for Nathan discussion. I don't want to call it a debate, because I think all 5 of us are Team Elizabeth at this point. And we just all want her to be happy, but why not throw in some good fun, right, y'all?
Yes.
So we're excited, so stay tuned.
So you will still be able to get through all this.
And you guys, has it been a while since you've seen the original movie and episodes? Because it's been a while for me. So
the original
years.
The original movie, it's been years, and I watched it once, and then that was it. So yeah, I need to go back and watch it again. Oh goodness.
But it's been fun talking about the season with y'all, and I'm gonna miss having the weekly talk about season 7 and the triangle.
Yeah.
So we get to talk about season 1 and Jack.
Yay!
Oh, that's right. We get to talk about that triangle next.
Oh man, we are gonna. Okay, everybody, just get ready. Just get ready for the schmoozing and the giggly girls, because we're all Team Elizabeth and Jack.
Yes, that's one thing we can all agree on.
We're gonna be doing some gushing, so just get ready for it. We'll still try to sprinkle in the salt a little bit, but yeah, just get ready for some gushing. Okay, everybody. So thank you so much for joining us. Just hold on, because we still have stuff coming your way, and we have some little Easter eggs and some surprises coming your way as well that are in the James and Marissa interview that we're going to be doing, and we're going to be doing all of the preceding season, so we're going to be having lots of fun with that. So you can do this. We can get through it. We're going to get through this hiatus, season ending, whatever you want to call it, because we don't exactly know when they're going to start filming because of the coronavirus, and of course safety is the priority. So we're going to get you through this. So Caroline, how can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at MitaCarolineR.
And Kaycee, where can people find you?
You can find me at Hallmark My Words on Twitter.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Cami Drama Girl, Cami spelled Kami, on Facebook, the Hooked Hardy Facebook page, and my blog is hookedhardy.com. Also, don't forget to visit our merch store with all kinds of Hallmarkies, postables, Hardys, Hallmarkies inspired and Chessie's inspired merch. There's tons of stuff. One of our personal favorites right now is a t-shirt that says "Love me like Jack loves Elizabeth." Yes, we love that one. And if you're listening on iTunes, please leave us your ratings and reviews. And if you're watching YouTube, then please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. You can follow the podcast all over social media at Hallmarkies Pod or Hallmarkies Podcast. And we look forward to seeing you next time we see you. Yay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.